this video to critique your lab reports for the next few in this unit, because your job is to learn the expectations right now. Okay, so the expectations are not going to change for the first few lab reports. We'll expand them a little bit more later. So when you're looking at your lab report, the first thing you want to look at is the experimental design. Experimental design consists of the heading, the title, the task, the data collection, your data table, all the methods and materials, all that stuff. So if you look at this rubric, which is on your task list, and it's also found in modules under templates, standards and practices. So we're working on, in Unit 1, beginner level for experimental design. So that's all you have to make sure you do. Now you're going to want to continue working on the skills as I've outlined them in the on the videos, but this is where you're supposed to be. I'm just teaching you what I want. Okay, so what we're looking for in beginner level is I state the task, collect and present data, and provide a description of the procedure followed. Did you do that? Look at your lab. If you didn't do one of those things or many of those things, then you need to go in and fix it, critique it, but make your corrections in a different color, so that oh, I forgot to write in the task, right? Because I'm not going to prompt you to do this stuff for very long, just in the beginning, right, while you're training. So these here are the steps. So you may want to download this file, which is in today's task list. Just download it, save it to a folder called lab, and you'll use this one as we work on the first level, the beginner level. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at data analysis. In this lab, very basic lab, there's not a lot of data analysis at all. So all you had to do was write a brief statement of what you saw, any patterns you saw. And in beginner level for data analysis, I do some relevant analysis, but it is either very basic or not useful. So in this lab, I didn't even give you an opportunity to do any significant analysis. Significant analysis would be something like calculations, making a graph, discussing sources of experimental error, right? We will work on all of that. We're just not ready yet. So you're at beginner level. You don't even have the opportunity to work on higher levels because this lab didn't call for it. It just wasn't necessary. Now, if you didn't do the little bit of analysis that I asked you to do, that would be here. That's not enough evidence. Okay, so you want to score yourself on these things so that you know where you have to grow. Okay, here's the third thing. So this is arguing a claim, affectionately called CER, claim, evidence, reasoning. Those are the parts. Here's the steps again. So not enough evidence is I didn't write anything. Beginner is I write a conclusion. So you're just like summarizing what you did. If a lot of people like to put in what they did, not what it means. And so if you did that, that's writing a conclusion. That's not writing a CER. Developing, which is what we're working on now, is I present a scientific claim regarding the relationship between relevant, dependent, and independent variables. So you have to know what relevant, dependent, and independent variables are. In this case, you are asked to see what happens when you connect and disconnect wires in a circuit. So you're looking at the relationship between the connection and bulb lighting. So you need to clearly state the relationship between those. When connected, the bulbs are blah. When disconnected, the bulbs are whatever. Notice it doesn't say it has to be a correct claim. That comes later. You just have to present a claim. Even if it's wrong, you can still get developing, which is kind of cool. Then the last piece is presenting evidence obtained from my investigation. So now you have to say, for example, when bulb E, when the connection E was disconnected, bulbs A and B both shut off, or whatever you saw. So you actually want to present some evidence. So if you don't state your claim, or you don't state your evidence, then you're at beginner level. If you have both of those things, then you're at developing. And again, it's not that it has to be right, it just has to be present. If you have any uncertainty about what I'm saying, please make sure to send me a message or contact me and we can talk about this some more. You are responsible for critiquing your own work right now until I collect and assess your first lab report. So this is practice for you. So make sure that you do this for each lab in this unit until I tell you that it's my turn.